Hey, how's it hanging, everyone? MMA Rituals reporting in, and today I'll be hitting you with my picks for UFC Fight Night DeRitter versus Allen. This is a pretty good card. Not a great card, but pretty good. Canadian cards tend to underperform, though, so let's wait before we say anything definitive. But, this has got a great flyweight fight. It's got one fight that is going to determine GOAT status, real important stuff there. We'll get to that. But first, we got to start with the opening fight of this card. Melissa the Scare Croden versus Tainara Lisboa. Melissa Croden is awful. She's a can. She shouldn't be in the UFC. This is a women's bantamweight fight, so already nobody should care about it. And if you do care about it, you should stop watching the UFC. I'll take Lisboa by decision. Moving on to a good fight. Azamat Bekaev versus Yusri Belgaroui. Azamat Bekaev is a great fighter. I love watching him. He's awesome. He's dangerous on the feet. He's got power. He's got takedowns. He doesn't always use them, but he does have them. And they're going to be important here, and I think he's going to use them in this fight. Now, Yusri Belgaroui, he's a training partner of Alex Pereira, fought Pereira at Glory, fought Adesanya at Glory. He's just had difficulty bringing his specific kickboxing style into MMA to find success. He's had difficulty with that. He just fought on Contender Series. That's his last win against a Japanese fella, Taiga Iwasaki. But he eye-poked that guy 3 times. That's why Dana didn't want to sign him. So, Bekaev, I like his ability to game plan here. Bekaev's had 2 fights in the UFC, 2 wins, fought Zach Reese, took him down, smashed him on the ground, fought Ryan Loder, stood with him, defended takedowns, smashed him on the feet. So he showed that he's versatile, and he will fight you where you're weakest. And I think that's going to be important here. He's going to take down the kickboxer in Belgaroui, smash him on the ground. I can't wait to see it. Let's move on to the next fight. Stephanie Luciano versus Ravina Oliveira. Ooh, this one, wow. I've been losing sleep over this one, fellas. I'm going to go with Luciano. Moving on, Kyle Prepolek versus Drew Dober. I like this fight just because I enjoy Dober and he needs a win. I think Prepolek is a regional level guy who does not belong in the UFC. Now, I know he had an original run in the UFC before getting re-signed to fight Benoit on short notice, and it didn't go his way then. It's not going to go his way now. I just don't see it working out for this guy. I think he's just here because he's Canadian and they want to throw him on this card. And Drew Dober needs a win. I'm taking Drew Dober by round 1 knockout. I wish I had more to say because I like Dober. I think he's a fun fighter. He's a little washed. His chin looked awful in his last fight. He's been getting knocked out. He's slowing down a bit, but I don't think he has to worry about anything from Prepolek here. Now, people were making such a big deal about Prepolek landing shots on Benoit in his fight with him, but I don't know what people were seeing there. It's not like he was just knocking him around with every shot that he landed, and oh my gosh, these huge hooks landing on Benoit clean, swept him off his feet, sent him crashing backwards into the cage, just sending a ripple, a shockwave through the canvas. No, this guy, he wasn't really doing anything, and then Benoit beat him up. Benoit took him down, destroyed him on the ground, had his back. Benoit was beating him on the feet. Prepolek had very little success, so give me Dober TKO. Moving on, Danny Barlow versus Jordan Santos. This is just not interesting to me. Barlow was so hyped by casuals. Fake hardcores. I'm not going to say casuals. Fake hardcores were hyping up Barlow. And he just got destroyed by Sam Patterson. Now, Patterson's good, but what did people see about this guy? His nickname is his gamer tag. That's always a bad sign. And Jordan Santos is terrible. He shouldn't be here either. He beat Will Curry on Contender Series. It's just like a BJJ nerd who throws body kicks, and that's it. Basically, Paul Craig. But, yeah, Barlow should knock this guy out in 1 round. This fight doesn't interest me. I think Jordan Santos will get cut after this one. And that's it, I don't have anything else to say here. I'm just not moved by this fight. Let's move on to a fight that I am moved by. A fight that I've been looking forward to and I've been thinking about. I love this fight. Bruno Silva versus Hyun Sung Peace of Mind Park. Give me peace of mind here. By decision, though. Bruno Silva, he's a real good fighter, and I'm worried about this one. Because he's on a 2-fight loss streak. He's got something to prove. I'm sure he wants to get back in the win column real bad. He was finished by Manel Kape, but, there was a groin shot in there. He was protesting, but he did eye poke Kape like 3-4 times in that fight. So, that was a little bit of street justice. He gave him a kick in the cup in the finishing sequence, but, deserved. Then he lost to Josh Van, no shame there. Hyun Sung Park just got finished by Taira, dropped in round 1, got his back taken, face cranked. He took that fight on a week's notice, though. He's had like a month and a half to prepare for this one. And he's powerful, he's fast, he's dynamic, he's got good striking, he's got confidence on the feet. I mean, I don't see him losing this one. Bruno Silva's older, he's slowing down, he's much smaller. I know that the losses are quality, but Hyun Sung Park's loss is quality too. Taira's amazing. I like this fight a lot. It's competitive, and I've been going back and forth on it. That's, why I'm so hesitant here, but I believe in Park. I do. What it is that I value about him? I like that Carlos Hernandez performance because everybody else who's fought Carlos Hernandez, they've struggled in some way. Maybe not Alan Nascimento, but Taira, the first round, he was scrambling with Taira. Ray Saruya, other than round 2, where Saruya absolutely dominated him, he was scrambling with Saruya. He took Saruya down. In the third round, he was controlling him, even though Saruya was gassed and injured. But got to sneak in a little Saruya glaze there. I love him. But, so I like Hyun Sung Park's performance against Hernandez, walking him down, beating him up on the feet, pushing him backwards, immediate takedown, immediate submission in. It was vicious. I loved it. I don't see him doing it to Bruno Silva here because Bruno Silva is a dog, but I don't think he's getting thrown a bone in this one. So let's move on. Give me Hyun Sung Park there. Decision. Charles Jourdain versus Davy Grant. I love this fight. This is a great fight. This is heart versus brain. I'm going with heart. I'm picking with my heart here, which tells me Jourdain. But my brain is telling me Davy Grant, despite being 40 years old, is looking sensational. He just beat a great fighter in Damon Blackshear. He's on a 2-fight win streak. He beat Ramon Tavares before that. Jourdain, this is his second fight at bantamweight. He just subbed Victor Henry, but listen, Grant might be the more technical striker, the faster striker too. I don't know if he has more power necessarily, but Jourdain, it seems like, has a slight grappling advantage. He's got a nasty guillotine, but he's not usually one to just shoot takedowns. I say not usually. He does have them. They're in his back pocket. He probably does shoot a takedown per fight, but this is such a tricky fight to call because I picture this fight, and most of the time I see Davy Grant winning it. I just see him winning on the feet. I just think he's a better striker. He's more technical. He's quicker. The power's probably even. I just think Jourdain's going to catch him with something, man. This is such a vibes pick. I'm sorry. This is such a terrible breakdown of this fight. Oh, my God. I just think he's going to get him, man. I love Jourdain. I can't pick. I'm not picking against him here. I really want him to win. You know, his brother just won on Contender Series too, so you know he's feeling good. He's feeling fresh. You know, he looks great at this weight class. He's gonna feel strong. You know, he's got the mental edge coming in this one. Davy Grant probably is gonna just destroy him on the feet. I could so easily see it. I so easily see Davy Grant just winning a decision against this guy on the feet, but I gotta go with Jourdain. I don't think he's gonna catch him with a guillotine, but you know, give me Jourdain by a sneaky 29-28 decision. Maybe it's split. Maybe Davy Grant's complaining about it at the end. But I gotta go with Jourdain here. I love Jourdain. Come on. He's such a cool guy. He's such a great fighter. Anyway, let's move on here. We got Kyle Nelson versus Matt Frevola. The steamroller Frevola. So I'm gonna go Nelson by decision. Matt Frevola, I think, is washed. He's done. That last fight was horrific. I just can't see him coming back here and looking good. I think both of these guys are going to be a little gun-shy, both coming off brutal knockout losses. Nelson finished by Garcia. Frevola finished by Ziam. And I just think Nelson's the more technical striker. You know, Frevola's very brutish on the feet, I guess you could say. He's kind of like an ape on the feet. Just, you know, Nelson's going to be the matador here for the bull that is Frevola. He's going to just be picking at him on the outside. Tip-tap, tip-tap. Pecking at him, you know. But, yeah, I think Nelson's more technical. Frevola's probably going to look to wrestle. I don't think he's going to have much success with it. I like Nelson in this one. This is such an NPC matchup. I'm not going to lie. Like, Frevola should have retired after that last fight. That was one of the most brutal knockouts I've ever seen. And Nelson is just such a forgettable fighter. He's never in a scrap. He's never doing anything memorable. He looks like a garden gnome. I mean, look at this guy. But yeah, maybe this fight's amazing. Who knows? It's MMA. Anything can happen. Maybe this is fight of the year. But I don't see it. I see two guys coming off of brutal knockouts that are going to be gun shy. And I like Nelson to be the quicker, more technical guy in this fight. Landing the volume, landing cleaner. Give me Nelson by decision. Moving on. Cody Gibson, man. Cody Gibson versus Arichi Lang, the Mongolian murderer. Oh, God, this guy's cold. I'm going with Arichi Lang. Arichi Lang, I'm going to say third round knockout. Cody Gibson slows down. This guy's cardio is trash. This guy's got no cardio. And he's old, dude. This guy's old. And he kind of doesn't belong in the UFC, don't you think? I don't think this guy belongs in the UFC, man. I don't. I think Cody Gibson's terrible. It's such a curse because I said that about Wes Schultz on Contender Series, and then he went out and destroyed Super Mario Man guy. But yeah, man, Arichi Lang's just gonna catch him with something, man. He's gonna catch him when he's slowed down, getting tired, getting fatigued, giving up. Gibson's hurt. Gibson's weary. He's breaking. Arichi Lang, the Mongolian murderer, smells blood in the water, goes for the kill. I like Arichi Lang here. Guy's a savage. His nickname's the Mongolian Murderer. Come on. This guy's cool. I like this guy. Give me Arichi Lang. Manon Fiorot versus Jasmine Jasudavicius. Fiorot just lost to Shevchenko. Jasudavicius has been taking girls down and ground and pounding them. Yeah, I'm gonna take Firo to defend takedowns and land a couple more hiyas on the feet. You know, kya, kya. Landing a couple more of those. I'm gonna do that. Give me Firo decision. Yeah. Next fight. Oh, here we go. Wait. This is a banger. This is a great fight. Here it is. We got Marlon Chito Vera versus Ayman Zahabi. There's GOAT status on the line in this one, fellas. I mean, am I wrong? Zahabi's on an all-time streak. 6 wins. He beat Arichi Lang. This dude beat the Mongolian murderer. He just beat Aldo in his last fight. It was a robbery, but still. It's on his record. Right? Who did he beat before that? Munoz? Ooh, Munoz. Clean win. Zahabi's different, man. I'm gonna go with Marlon Vera by knockout here. I feel like I'm going with all the delusional picks this card. My Charles Jourdain pick feels delusional to me. My Arichi Lang pick feels a little delusional. Marlon Vera feels a little delusional. These are all just guys that I want to win, to be honest. Like, it's just vibes. I just see Chito being like the aggressor, coming out with something to prove, 2-loss streak. Got kind of humiliated against Sean O'Malley. Then in his last one, just didn't pull the trigger, didn't do enough. I think he's got a statement to make in this one, man. He's going to try and go out there and just rip Zahabi's head off. Pull his arms off, tear his legs apart, spread his ribcage open, and throw his guts across the octagon mat. Maybe not like that exactly, but I got Chito by some sort of knockout with a kick. I think, he got the front kick on Edgar. He got the head kick on Cruz. He's good at knocking out old men with kicks. That's kind of what he does. And listen, he's got sneaky wins. He's got a sneaky win over Davey Grant. He's got a sneaky win over Rob Font. And people talk about Vera like he's a bum, and he's not a bum. He's not. He's on a 2-fight losing streak, but he lost to Figueiredo and he lost to Sean O'Malley. That's nothing to be humiliated about, even though he was humiliated by Sean O'Malley, but those aren't bad losses. And people talk about Vera like he's awful. They also say that he lost to Munoz. I don't think that's not right. He didn't lose to Munoz. I saw him winning that fight clear as day. But yeah, I just love Chito. I'm biased. I want him to win here. I want him to get a knockout and spoil the potential GOAT status of Ayman Zahabi here. He's going to have GSP in his corner, man. In Canada, this guy's going to be firing on all cylinders, but I see Vera catching him, dude. I see Vera catching him with a kick to his dome. Straight to the dome. Flatlining this dude. Goes for like a brutal elbow follow-up while Zahabi's out cold on the mat. Jumps on him. Entire body weight. Follow-up elbow. Right on the jaw. Let's go for that one, Let's move ahead on to this very next fight we got in the co-main event. We got Kevin Holland, KH, versus Mike Malott. Yeah, I got Malott here by a round 1 sub. I'm going to go with. He's like a BJJ guy. He's got some good takedowns. He was the BJJ coach at Team Alpha Male, right? And Kevin Holland, he struggles with the jiu-jitsu. He does. And how does he lose to Daniel Rodriguez, man? Right when we all thought this guy was going on a streak. He beat Gunnar Nelson. He beat Vicente Luque. And Daniel Rodriguez seemed like such a free win. Rodriguez sucks, dude. He does. He's so bad. And he hurt Kevin Holland so much in that fight. Like, is this dude's chin just gone? He's always had a good chin throughout his career. He's taken huge shots, but maybe that was just the straw that broke the camel's back. Daniel Rodriguez was just the X factor. Maybe Malott hurts him on the feet here too. Who knows? This could be a bad pick because Mike Malott was beating Neil Magny. Wow. No, sorry. Oh my gosh. Rewind. Mike Malott was beating Neil Magny and then gassed himself out, which was a terrible look, but Magny does that to guys. Magny's on a 2-fight win streak himself. He's looking good. So I got Malott here. I got Malott to sub Holland in a round. That's what I'm going with. I see that. I could see the Holland knocking him. Why can't I speak, man? This is bad. I gotta do something. Let's just move on, man. Let's move on. Rainier de Ridder versus Brendan Allen. All in Allen. I'm going with RDR. This is another weird fight, though. This card's full of weird fights that seem really competitive, but I'm worried that they're not going to be competitive at all. Because Brendan Allen's good on the ground, and he's good on the feet. I don't know how good he is on the feet, though. That's the problem. Like, Chris Curtis was neck and neck with him on the feet, basically. He outstruck Vettori. What does that mean? Very little. Allen was landing good shots on Imavov, and Imavov's good, But he also kind of gassed after a round in that one. And in the Vettori fight, he went to war with Vettori. That got fight of the night, and Vettori sucks. That guy's got like 3 punches he throws. I think RDR is going to be better on the ground. And he might not be a technically better striker, but I think he's going to win all the striking exchanges. And Allen's coming in on not ideal circumstances. It's not short notice exactly. He's had a couple weeks, but this was originally RDR versus Fluffy Hernandez, which I would have picked Hernandez, even though I despise him and don't want him to succeed. But I do think Hernandez's style is kind of just poison for RDR, to be honest. I think he would have destroyed him. But yeah, Allen's just, what does he do, man? He's just got like jiu-jitsu, kinda, but striking, kinda. I just don't see it for him. I don't. Yeah, this was kind of an odd video. Thanks for sticking around and watching if you did. This is just full of such strange matchups. I thought this card was better than it is, to be honest. I mean, I'm really looking forward to the Vera and Zahabi fight, but like this co-main event is really meh. And RDR versus Allen, I don't love this matchup. I just don't. And, what else have you got? Charles Jourdain versus Davy Grant. That's a great fight. Bruno Silva, Hyun-Sung Park. That's a great fight. That's kind of it for this card, isn't it? That's kind of it. Yeah, tough card. Tough card. But, thanks for tuning in. Really, I do appreciate it. If you stuck around, please like the video. Comment your thoughts. Subscribe if you enjoy, I promise the next video you watch of mine will be better than this one. I 1,000,000% guarantee you of that. So, with that being said, thank you.